Hi guys, today I'm going to be talking about my James Bond DVD collection. Um, let's get started. So firstly we've got Doctor No, his very first James Bond film, released in 1962. Stars Sean Connery, Ursula Andress, and Joseph Wiseman. Um, and it's directed by Terence Young. I'd probably give this film probably about a 7 out of 10. Um, it's not my favourite James Bond film, but not my least favourite either. It's a solid start to the James Bond series, and Sean Connery really suits the role of James Bond as well. Um, and it's just a really overall good film. So yeah, and then next we've got From Russia with Love, the second James Bond film. Obviously, it's starring Sean Connery again. This stars Robert Shaw and Daniela Bianchi in her first ever film role. This was probably my second favourite Sean Connery James Bond film. I think better than Doctor No, but not as good as some of his later ones. So this one I'll give probably about an 8 out of 10. But I really did enjoy it, and I think Robert Shaw is a really good villain in it as well. And that was directed by Terence Young as well, by the way, and released in 1963. So then we've got Goldfinger, the third James Bond film, again with Sean Connery. This one is probably I'd say probably my joint second favourite James Bond film with From Russia with Love, because I did enjoy the both of them practically the same. So yeah, this one's was released in 1964, directed by Guy Hamilton. His first of three Bond films. Sorry, no, that's wrong. His first of four James Bond films. Sorry. Um, and yeah, this one I'll give probably about an 8.5 out of 10. This is probably one of the most classic James Bond films, and regarded as one of the best probably Sean Connery films I think ever. Really, it's an absolute classic, and I really did enjoy it, and yeah, so that's one of my favourite all time Sean Connery ones. And then next we've got Thunderball. Now, sorry, I've just got the disc, but I've lost the case for some weird reason. So yeah, just the disc, unfortunately. But this one I wasn't as keen on as Sean Connery's other films. It's probably my least favourite Sean Connery James Bond film, to be honest. I just think it isn't as good as the others. I'll probably give it probably about a 6.5 out of 10. It's not really my favourite James Bond film. I just don't really like it really that much. But that was released in 1965. That's directed by Terence Young again in his final role as a director. So yeah, and then next we've got You Only Live Twice, which is fifth James Bond film, and Sean Connery's fifth and final film up until Diamonds Are Forever. He had a little one film break, so yeah. This was released in 1967. Directed by Lewis Gilbert, and his first of three. Stars Donald Pleasence, as you can see, as Blofeld, the classic, one of the classic villains of the original series of Bond films. This one I like better than Thunderball, but not as good as say Goldfinger, for instance. I'd probably give it probably a 7 out of 10. It's good, but not. I don't think one of Sean Connery's best films. It's still another solid film overall. And then you've got On a Majesty's Secret Service, which is George Lazenby's first and only James Bond film. This one I did actually enjoy, but I don't think George Lazenby is the best Bond really. He's probably one of my least favourites, to be honest. I'll probably give this film probably about a 6.5 out of 10. I mean, some people do regard it as quite a really classic James Bond film, which it is in certain aspects, but not really not in my mind. This was released in 1969. Yeah, directed by Peter R. Hunt or Peter Hunt in his only film as director. Um, starts Telly Savalas as well, playing Blofeld. He's you probably know him better as Kojak in the Kojak TV series. Um, yeah, it's again it's a solid film, but I just don't really like it that much really, you know. And then next we got Diamonds Are Forever. This one was Sean Connery's seventh film as James Bond, and seventh film. This was his sixth film as James Bond. But I apologise. Yeah, this one is probably my favourite Sean Connery James Bond film. I think it was a good return to form for him after his one film break, and it's a real again a really good film. Stars Charles Gray as Blofeld this time, third actor in a row to play the character. This will be the last appearance of Blofeld for some time in the series as well. This was released in 1971. It's got a lot of classic scenes in it. You know, I mean, you've got like Mr. Winter, Mr. Kidd as the villains, and you've got Jill St. John as the Tiffany Case, the Bond girl. It's in my mind just probably Sean Connery's best film. It's his most humorous, I would say, but I think it is his best film. Obviously, you got the classic title song as well, sung by Shirley Bassey. So but it's a really good film. And then you've got Live and Let Die, which was Roger Moore's first of 7 James Bond films, released in 1973. That was directed by Guy Hamilton, as well as Diamonds Are Forever as well. This one, I think, is a good start to Roger's James Bond era, but it's not my favourite film of his. I'd class it as just as an arcade film. It's got some classic scenes in and classic characters and things, but it's not really just not my favourite one of his. So, but then again, it's still like I said before, it's still a very good film, and I would rate it. It's very good. Probably give it probably about 7.5 maybe, because it is a good opening film for Roger Moore, but not his best. Not his best. He really does suit James Bond. He's my favourite James Bond, Roger Moore. But, yeah, that's a really good film. So yeah, guys, that's my first 8 James Bond films. I'll be doing part 2 very soon, so look out for that. And thanks for watching, and see ya.